We up like these V's. Whatever you do, you don't freeze. You might end up on a clip in that feed. What you gon' do against me and my team? Let's hope I don't squeeze. Whatever you do, you don't freeze. You might end up on a clip in that feed. We up like these V's. We up like these V's. You might end up on a clip in that feed. We up like these V's. Let's hope I don't squeeze. We up like these V's. R301 bring them straight to their knees. And I'm coming for the crown win. Box fights, king of the hill. Now they bound when I'm on sight. About to fuck a bomb on A. Phasing in and out dimensions like a main wraith. Moving with high octane, jet main, Nista locking, sliding like I'm Sojourn, Overwatch, Mercy Pocket. Sending back to the lobby just to do it all again. Can't go out like that, we gotta get a win. Ready up, Vam, cause we going back in. Health getting low, hold up, let me get a stem. Hold up, I cracked him. Watch for the third party, know it's gon' happen. Here on my ping if you ready for that action. Reload, shield up, let's get it brackin'. We up like these V's. Whatever you do, you don't freeze. You might end up on a clip in that feed. What you gon' do against me and my team? Let's hope I don't squeeze. Whatever you do, you don't freeze. You might end up on a clip in that feed. We up like these V's. You might end up on a clip in that feed. We up like these V's. Let's hope I don't squeeze. We up like these V's. You might end up on a clip in that feed. We up like these V's. Let's hope I don't squeeze. We up like these V's. We up like these V's. We up like these V's. Whatever you do, you don't freeze. You might end up on a clip in that feed. What you gon' do against me and my team? Let's hope I don't squeeze. Whatever you do, you don't freeze. You might end up on a clip in that feed. We up like these V's. You might end up on a clip in that feed. We up like these V's. Let's hope I don't squeeze. What is up, family? How we all doing today? Welcome to VaiNTalk. This is a creator seminar where we discuss the ins and outs of content creation and stream production. Today's guest is my guy, Willie Gardens, and we'll be talking about narrative-driven content, zeroing in on your vision, and trying to understand the YouTube algorithm. Make sure you guys join the discussion in the comments down below and let us know all of your thoughts and questions. So my guy Willie G, what's up with it, man? How you doing, G?
How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Me too, brother. I'm doing good.
Hey, man, I'm happy to hear it, bro. I feel like I feel like we was just talking for like 8 hours yesterday. You feel me? For some strange reason.
We pretty much was.
Yo, but how you doing today, my guy? I hope you're having a good day, G.
Man, I am, bro. I'm definitely blessed, man. It's a blessing to be able to wake up today and be able to see another beautiful day that God has made for us. So I'm excited to get into this thing, man. I'm ready to let the people know what it is, and they see the rambunctious energy.
And the energy is definitely rambunctious, my guy.
Yes, it definitely is.
If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys drop a like on the stream because it definitely helps with all the stuff that we do around these parts. And then what we're gonna do today is we're just gonna talk to y'all. Kind of gave it to you in the intro, let you know the ins and outs about certain things. We're going to talk about who Willie G is. He's, of course, going to tell us a little bit about himself. We're gonna just run our mouths a little bit. And, of course, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty about streaming and, well, really content creation because you are a content creator more than you are a streamer, right, Willie G?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, I definitely am.
All right. So with all that, like with that little bit of a foundation, why don't you just give us a little bit more of a background about who you are, the content you create, maybe where you're from, and a little bit more. You feel me?
Definitely. Well, first off, I gotta definitely give glory and honor to God, my creator, my savior. Because without him, man, you would not see the person that you see on today. Nah, but I'm originally from Jersey. I do reside in California right now.
Okay.
And dude, I keep it real short and sweet. So because the conversation gonna pretty much let you know who I am. You gonna see it in my personality. But really, man, I'm a content creator who I think my whole life I've kind of been a content creator, just didn't know it. And once it kind of really became a thing and I started to focus on certain things in my life, I started to notice like, hey, I could take this and I can put it here, and I think people might like this. And so we gonna talk about that, man. So I'm just a humble guy who likes to try to be funny. I might crash out every now and then, just a little bit. I don't know. But at the end of the day, man, my name Willie G, or Willie Gardens, aka the Truth, aka the Legend, aka the Myth, aka yes, that guy,
aka you feel me?
No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, that's right, because you about 45 years old, so tell us about how it feels being an old guy.
Chill out, okay? We're not gonna talk about that. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited to get into it.
Yeah, I'm excited to get into it too, man. It's dope to hear about that, bro. Giving us a little bit of that background, you feel me? So what type of content exactly do you create on your channel?
Oh man, so on my Willie Gardens channel, I do kind of like story-based driven content.
Okay.
I'm expanding, but you guys are gonna see that a little bit later. But I take college football 25 and I take Madden 25, and I basically create my players, I create my characters, and I add a life to them pretty much. I give them a storyline, I give them family, and I'm starting to implement like some GTA 5 stuff, some GTA RP stuff, some GTA Online stuff, to where it kind of gives a more of a backbone to their storylines, and so that's pretty much the main thing. I have them go through trials and tribulations. I have them go through family drama issues, issues on the field, off the field, and it's really just a work in progress. I've really only been doing this for, I want to say, 3 months now.
Ooh, okay.
I haven't been doing this for a long time. But I will say,
and that's as far as it goes with just the narrative-driven content, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I got here not by just happenstance. It was a lot of failure. It was a lot of trying. It was a lot of trying to figure some things out, and we figured it out. So.
Hey, and it's all about, like you said, it's all about that trial and error, though, for sure. Like, without that, there ain't nothing else. You know what I mean? You really don't know what the flow is until you know what it ain't. That's kind of how it goes. And some people just are lucky enough to find that flow earlier than others. That's just kind of how it goes. That's awesome, man. And yeah, y'all definitely should go check out his content over there on his channel. He should be tagged, and you'll find all of his links in the description box and all that good stuff as well. So you can make sure you go show Willie G some love.
Appreciate it.
So good. That's a good basis of, you feel me, starting off about you giving us that background about you. Hey, me and my guy Willie G, we've been vibing, we've been chilling, we've been yapping, we've been yapping, of course.
Yes.
Yesterday we was playing GTA Online, getting some content recorded and done for for a little venture that we're trying to do in the future. You feel me? So that was a vibe. Just trying to find the ins and outs of all of that. My guy also makes music. He does. My guy makes music, so we've been vibing on some stuff like that. What are some other games or other things that you've been kind of vibing with lately? You feel me? Other than outside of your content creation journey that you've been deep in.
I think at heart, I'm not gonna lie. I know I might not look like it, but I'm a big MMO RPG guy.
Okay.
And so I played football. So football is definitely always a passion for me. One day I definitely want to even venture into coaching a little bit. But
nice.
Yeah, and so, but I just think what I had to figure out was because like I said, I got to this place from trial and error. And so I'd had other YouTube accounts. I still have those accounts. I tried making different type of content, and I said, man, it requires too much outside help. It requires too much of just a bunch of different components. And I said, what can I do that would allow me to focus on something that's where if it was to fail, it would just be my fault. And so that's why I chose the football stuff. But at heart, dude, I love playing everything, man. I love character creation. I love And I think that's what helped also inspire the story-driven content was just like I said, loving the MMORPG world, loving mass multiplayer games where you have to build up your characters, skill trees. That's really my favorite thing to play. And outside of that, man, just party games with the homies. Like just having 10, 15 people at a party talking crazy, acting crazy, doing crazy stuff in the game. Like that's my heart, man. Just spending time with the homies and just not taking everything so serious. So it's definitely a good balance for sure.
No, I feel that for sure. What's going on? Okay. Yeah, bro, I feel that for sure. I love it, brother, for real, because there are so many games out there to be played right now. I know we talked a little bit about like Throne and Liberty before.
It's a good one. Yeah.
That was a good one. I know that there's some other stuff that was also really good out there. So yeah, there's definitely a whole bunch of the MMORPG genre is just it's a good one, man. It's not. I don't think it's too oversaturated either by anything. It's just it's a good chunk of stuff going on over there, and I really like that genre as well, man. It's dope.
No, definitely.
It's dope for sure. All right, brother. Well, let's get a little bit deeper into this combo, my G. With it. Okay, my guy. Let's start it with let's see, where's it at? Bam. All right, yo. So let's talk about zeroing in on your vision and how that kind of went about, like, kind of happening for you, right? Because you were, I think you kind of were just giving us that, kind of giving us just the beginnings of that. So let's dive a little bit deeper into it.
Okay, excuse me, 1 second.
Big T in this.
Nah, for real. So, zeroing in, I would definitely say this. I think the first thing I said that we should pay attention to is, I think I've always been a content creator and I just didn't know it. And so, the reason I say that is because really to be a content creator to a certain degree, it's almost equivalent to being like a trailblazer, right? Yeah. Someone who has the ability to take what's inside of their mind, to take what they think that they're capable of, and manifesting it and turning it into something real, something tangible that you can actually see. Yeah. And the reason I say a trailblazer is because a lot of people desire that, but they don't know how to achieve that, or they're afraid to achieve it. And so I think for me, my start of zeroing in and kind of zoning in was realizing what I'm capable of, realizing what was already inside of me that I was doing my entire life and didn't even know. It wasn't, like you said, it wasn't zeroed in on. It wasn't a tunnel vision. It wasn't focused on anything. And so I think, I know when the reason the college football thing was so, I think, important was because the last time they made a game, I think, was in 2012 or 13 or something like that. So it was like 11 years of them not making a college football game. And so before I knew this,
so the hype was real.
The hype was real. The hype was very real. And so before I knew this, I am a man of faith, and don't get it twisted though. I'm a little crazy. I got a little rough.
All right, buddy.
But the reason I mention that is because I do pray and I do ask God for guidance. And so a part of that guidance was, what can I do that, like I said, I can focus on for me, I can be good at, and I know what I'm talking about, and I can make good content, consistent content. And it was football. And so at first I was like, okay, I'm gonna use Madden. I was telling my homies, my brothers, everybody, I said, when I start doing this, I said, it's gonna be successful. I know it. And so mentally, I already knew in my mind and my heart that the moment I dropped my first video, that no matter how long the journey took, it was going to be successful. And so I think a couple weeks later, they announced College Football 25 was coming out. So I said, wow. Now, what people don't know is I hit up my little brother because what they did was they took the old game of college football. I think it was called NCAA 13 or 14. They took that game and they modded that game on PC. And so people basically built this whole community for college football utilizing the old game because that's how bad people wanted it. And so I had my brother.
That's
I said,
crazy.
hey, yeah. I said, hey, figure out how to mod this. I'll pay you. Do this, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. I got to have this. So he did it. And I said, nah, man, like, this is dope. And I've always wanted this, but this ain't it. I was like, this ain't it.
It's like, this is close, but it's not the vision. Yeah.
This is not the vision. And so, but I enjoyed it. I was playing college. I was playing the mod. I was doing a lot of different type of stuff. And I said, nah, that's not it, though. And that's when they came out with everything. And I said, this is it. This is going to be the start. And so I did it. And then I found out that they brought something back, too. We back in the day, you used to be able to take your NCAA player and import him into Madden. And so they brought that back. And so they brought those two worlds together. And so as I was
that's so lit.
Yeah, bro, it's super dope. And so as I was playing, I said, man, I'm just gonna figure this out, bro. I'm just gonna figure this out as I go. But I knew the foundation was this has to be around football, something that I'm passionate about, something that I know, something that I love, and something that I have the confidence to, even on my worst day when I don't feel like doing this, because of how I feel about it, I'm gonna push through and I'm gonna make sure I meet my deadline and I'm gonna post a video.
Yeah.
And that's really what I did, man. So before I even dropped content, mentally, I knew that the moment that I started, whatever moment that was gonna be, hey, we gotta go all in. And so when college football said this is what it is, and they gave that release date, I said that is gonna be the day that I drop content. And that's exactly what happened. And here we are 3 months later. And if you see the channel, you'll see.
yeah. Speaking of that, you just hit 3K subscribers on your channel. First 3 months, 3K in 3 months is absolutely a W accomplishment. So big congratulations on that, my guy. I know you had multiple shorts that have like hit as well. You know what I mean? Like multiple ones. I know you also started off talking about how you do the reactions to your football content, for other football content as well. And I know that has been doing really well ever since you kind of merged it to both things onto one channel in order to kind of scratch that itch for all of your viewers in a way. So you definitely doing the damn thing, my guy. I can't lie. You definitely doing the damn thing, and it's really dope, bro. And it's a big reason why I wanted to have you on as well, because that type of success that you've accomplished with not only the success, but being able to connect the dots in the way that you have, because that's what the big part a big part of it is as well when it comes to zeroing in on your vision, is connecting those dots. You know what I mean? Like you said, you've always been a content creator. You just didn't have that outlet for it just yet, right? And I feel like that's how it is for a lot of people that are content creators, that are streamers or whatever, is they haven't been able to find the area to bridge the gap between the two, to be able to do that thing, even when they're sick, even when they're whatever the case may be. Because, as the age-old saying goes, if you do something that you love, you're never really working. You know what I mean? Like, you'll never work a day in your life or whatever. So, I was about to say that, and that's real. So when you actually are able to start putting in this different level of time, this different level of dedication into something, and it really starts to manifest the things that you want in your life. And that's why it's easy to say, I built this brick by brick, or whatever the case may be, right? Because in the end, we do build these things brick by brick. It takes all of the time, all of the dedication, and that hard work day in and day out. And then in the end, we're able to kind of reap those benefits. Because the goal that we go for is so much farther than what we actually put on ourselves in the moment, which we don't really realize. So that's I agree. I agree completely with it, and I love the way that you were able to zero in on your content as well. Like you said, you've had multiple YouTube channels as well, right? So you've been able to see the fluctuation of how some things do work and some things don't work. And again, it is a really important part of that's just important part of content creation, is trial and error. So again, bro, that's just amazing to hear, and it's also really amazing to see. And I definitely send nothing but positivity and encouragement on the rest of your journey, because I know that this is only the beginning. You feel me?
Oh yeah, definitely. This is just the beginning, bro. For
sure.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the narrative-driven content. Like, what kind of made you make that decision into going into narrative-driven content? How do you like doing the narrative-driven content? And I guess, what are some of the things that you don't like about narrative-driven content? So let's start at the beginning. You know, like what got you into it?
So I think the biggest thing is, you mentioned it earlier. I do music as well.
Okay.
And so what I think helped kind of stem, what I guess kind of guided me in that direction, was I hit a road that I didn't think that I would ever hit. I've been doing music for at least 8 or 9 years, and I hit a road where I was like, "Yo, this just don't feel the same. Like it's something missing." And so I said, "I'm not touching music again until I figure out what that is." And so I've and even before I started doing music, when I was younger, I used to write down my thoughts, and people would say, "Oh, this is poetry," or "This is that." It was just me writing down how I felt in a creative way, which I guess in a sense is poetry or whatever. So, but I never was interested in putting like a title on it. It was just me expressing myself. And so, so I've always kind of been a creative writer. And so I think the lack of making music while I was doing what I was doing, focusing on the creative content, was how can I create something that is essentially me? Like, because I'm the type of person who's like, I don't want to just show you gameplay. I don't want to just show you, me whooping on somebody or me just like doing a dope plays. I don't want to just show you that. I feel like there's a lot of that. And so I said, now, while I want those things to be in my content, I want when you hear my voice or when you see my content, you like, oh, that's Willie Gardens. Like, that this is like, you can't confuse me with another creator. You're gonna know, oh, that's Willie G right there. And so I think that was the biggest thing. And then on top of that, sorry EA, but the game that they came out with, it was a little lackluster in certain areas. And so I said, nah, bro. I said, this ain't what I grew up on. This ain't what I remember playing. Like this is not it. And so I said, how can I add to it? And that's what I decided to do. And so I did my research, and I saw that there was a community within the community, and it was like, oh, there's other people that's kind of doing this as well. And so, but there's no one that I've seen, and this is just me being honest, and it's my opinion. This is how I truly feel. I don't think there's anyone doing it how I do it, and I have less access to the tools. And I try to figure out, what's how is this done? But of course, it's competition and all those different things like that. So it's a lot harder to kind of to figure certain things out. So I said, hey, if I can't figure it out, or as I'm trying to figure this out, I can't stop. I have to keep progressing. Every video has to get better. I have to move forward. How do I figure this out? And there's times where I'll spend literally 18 hours on a video that's only 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's because of the research. It's because of the trial and the error. It's because of trying to figure things out. And so, but I love the finished product. And so I think the biggest thing was me trying to figure out, what's my identity as a content creator? What do I want my trademark to be? What do I want people to think of when they hear, the name Willie Gardens? And so that's kind of what made me go that direction. So that way I could kind of have the best of both worlds in that sense. I could creatively write, and at the same time, I could, make good gameplay footage, and I just bring the two worlds together. So
yeah, I like that. I mean, that's a very good, transition into that, because it's like, hey, I like this game, but also you guys make a terrible game at the same time. So I gotta figure out a way. I gotta figure out a way to make this fun for somebody. You know what I mean? Right. That's dope. I mean, that's really cool. I like that, man. And your content is also really, it's very, I was gonna say riveting, but I don't know if that's the word that I'm looking for. But it does hold the attention for sure. It does like cause you to kind of want to know what's going on and what will happen next. And it's also really cool to be going on the journey with you, as you can clearly see you're finding your bag a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like it's dope to watch the content and see you zero in at the same time. You know what I mean? And I may have more of a background view than a lot of other people that watch your content, because me and you talk about all this other stuff a lot of different stuff, you know what I mean? So it's dope to see some of your ideas that really come to fruition, or something you'd be like, all right, bro, I don't understand this, what is this, bro? And then and it'd be like, oh, bro, it's just this, and you're like, bro, I knew it was easy. And then you really do that shit, and it's like, damn, bro, you out there doing the thing. It's dope. And it's very, again, it's very commendable. So what would you say is one of your favorite things about doing this kind of narrative-driven content that you're doing now? You know what I mean? What do you like the most?
I think what I love the most is I get people that do not even like football that love my content. And that right there lets me know dope. I am doing something right.
For sure, for sure.
It makes the long nights, the sleepless nights, the frustration, it makes all of it so worth it, because I know that I'm doing something right. And it's a beautiful thing, because I'm intentional with the story. I'm very intentional, because let's be real, a lot of times the things we indulge in, it's a form of escapism. We want to escape the reality of life, right? And so, but what I do is I kind of interrupt your escapism by still bringing in the reality of life, but it's not your life. So you're still able to enjoy and relax and receive the message, because it's not you. And then even though it's a created character, a lot of people's like, yo, I know that you created this. And so what did that stem from? And I'm able to tell people, like, a lot of it stemmed from my own life. A lot of it stemmed from family. A lot of it stemmed from people I know, and so knowing what it's like to have to step on the field, being a key player for your team, but some real life stuff is actually happening. And you just had to go through some stuff 15 minutes before you walked into a locker room, and you're the guy that your team looks to go and pray, or to go and encourage, or to go give the speech to hype everybody up. Like, that's a lot of weight to bear. And so I've actually physically had to do that myself, IRL. And so I'm able to take those things, along with some creativity, along with a little bit of imagination and all those different things, and create a world to where, like you said, you want to know how is Willie finna get through this? Like, bro just got a phone call that his dad's in the hospital. And then the gameplay is showing the dude's missing tackles. He's getting burnt. He's giving up touchdowns, and then you create this real brief moment where he causes an incomplete pass, and then the opposite player comes up to him and taps him on the helmet and says, "Man, I'm praying for your dad." That's not in the game, but just the small detail of that brotherhood, of even though we're not on the same team, we play this game and we both know the sacrifices we had to make just to get to where we are. And so I think what I love the most about it is that I could take something that's not real and I could apply it to real life, and it doesn't discourage people, but it encourages them, because they can see resilience, they can see hope, they can see faith, they can see all those different type of things. And it's like, yo, so if I'm going through some things, like, this is kind of encouraging, because I know even though this is a video game, real people go through this type of stuff. Yeah. And so I think that's the biggest thing, man, is those who don't even believe, or those who don't even like football, they're like, dude, I love your content. And I think for me that's the most rewarding thing ever, bro. Like, the being monetized and doing all the different type of stuff is great, all the different type of stuff. But the most rewarding thing is knowing that when I post something, someone is encouraged and someone's inspired, or someone feels like, yo, I could go another day. Like, and that's priceless to me, bro. That's priceless to me.
Yeah, it is. It is priceless. You really can't put anything on top of that. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful to be able to make those connections And I think really, like, we keep coming back to this in different ways, but it's really bridging the gaps and connecting dots, right? Being able to do that in so many ways, it really is it's like the infrastructure of creativity is doing that thing. You know what I mean? Being able to see that this is real life and this is escapism. And now, how do I do this though? You know what I mean? How do I take those things and make it something that someone else wants to continue to tune into, continue to absorb, continue to understand? You know, it's very hard to get that happen. It's hard to do it, but it's possible. It's not impossible. It's just hard, and it takes, like you said, it takes imagination. It takes being like, I don't care if nobody likes this for a little while. You know what I mean? And believing in your vision and believing in your dream when no one else will. It's real. You know, it's real. And again, it's a beautiful thing. So, what would you say is one of your least favorite things about, you know, doing this narrative driven content?
I would say that because of the community that's within the community. Is that even though I feel personally my content is better, because these cats have been doing it for such a long time, that I'm buried at the bottom of everything. And so it's one of those things that only time itself will fix. Just because, and I'm talking about, like, I'm going up against guys who had their channel for 10 years. Like 15 years, 8 years, like 8 was the lowest number I saw. And so, I'm no cap, bro. Like, these dudes have been having their channels for multiple plus years. And so I think that's probably the biggest thing, just because I do know that everything that I've been doing, and I know the time that it takes, and the fact that I feel like I'm doing more with less, it frustrates me. It does. It genuinely frustrates me, because I'm like, all right, I gotta figure out, or I be praying, Lord, connect me with somebody that know what they doing, because if I have access to what these dudes got access to, I'm really finna be out here making movies. Like, I'm like, for real, like, I'm really finna be out here making, like, GTA, like, role player, GTA 5, whatever, movies with this college and Madden football stuff. Like, I'm really finna be creating these players. Like, I know that my mind and my creativity, I know that the way that I tell stories, I would make people fall in love with these characters like it's the OBJs, like it's the Tom Brady's, like it's the Aaron Rodgers, like it's the Justin Jeffersons of the NFL, like the Travis Hunters of college football, the Shador Sanders. Like, I know, because of my stories, like my storytelling ability and my creativity, that I would make people forget that this is just a created character. And so it's frustrating that sometimes I'm at where I'm at, because my vision in my mind is so clear. I see myself a year from now. I see myself 3 years from now. And so it's just one of those things to where it's like allowing the process to be the process, allowing the journey to be the journey, and just accepting it for what it is, but being prepared and ready when the opportunity presents itself. And that's something my pop used to always tell me, like, son, the preparation and the opportunity will meet. So do not allow the opportunity to come and you're not prepared. And so that's my biggest thing, is just walking through the journey and preparing, so when the opportunity presents itself, vice grip. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. I'm not letting go until I'm at the top of what I do, because and it's not on no arrogant stuff. I believe in myself that much. I believe in myself that much that what I'm doing and what I'm creating, I will be the best at what I do, hands down.
I believe it, man, because you definitely got the dedication behind it. You got the drive for it. So I know you can make it a reality. You feel me? There's no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind about it. How do you feel about scripting? Do you script these things out? Are you writing these stories and everything? Like,
Oh yeah. No, definitely. Yeah. Trying to think. Yeah, I'll give my process, because at the end of the day, you can't stop what I'm doing, so it don't even matter. So what I do is I create the story, I create the basis, the foundation of it, you know, of course, storyboarding, doing all different type of stuff. And then I use different tools to help kind of refine some of those things. And then to basically expand on what I already came up with. And then sometimes I will show people that are close to me, hey, what do you think about this? Hey, if you was to add something, what would it be? You know, and so I think that's kind of the biggest thing is writing everything out. That's kind of what takes the longest part. And making sure what's written out visually people can understand and it matches and is cohesive. I think that's the biggest thing, making sure because a lot of times, so the story that I created, the big story I created so far is based around these brothers. It is basically the Garden brothers. And so as of right now, if you see my content, only 3 people have been introduced so far. The 3 brothers have been introduced, and every story is intertwined with each other. And so whenever you see a new character introduced, it's not like it's a completely different story. No, it's connected to the other 12 videos you saw. And then those 12 videos is connected to the other 15 videos you saw prior to that. And so I'm definitely building a world. And so that comes, you have to write things out. You know, just let's just wing this. Nah, bro. So the first thing I really did was write out the basis, the foundation of what I want the message to be, and I guess like the small parts in between. I just put those into play, and people are starting to see them work themselves out. So
that's dope. That's dope, man. I know scripting, writing of any kind extensively can definitely be annoying to say the least. You know what I mean? Because you know, it definitely taps into another side of your imagination. I mean, I'm not doing this on purpose, I promise, but it's really bridging the gaps between the two. You know what
I love it, man.
But for real, because the writing and then that other part, you know, it takes like both sides of your brain and it makes you utilize them at the same time. And it just really goes to show how important it is to do a little bit of everything as well, right? Like that's what it is. I'm trying to figure out the right way to say what I'm about to say. You know, it's always good to zero in, as we've been saying, but that does not mean to stop yourself from also branching out, though. You know what I mean? It's like it's really, once you zero in is actually the time to branch out, because now you know what directions you can branch out from after you found the thing. So I think
even what you're saying, there's a saying, I don't want to butcher it. It's a jack of all trades is a master of none. Yeah. But people always stop there.
Yeah, exactly.
They never continue. It's like, what does the rest say? The jack of all trades is not a master. How is it? A jack of all trades is a master of none, but still better than the master of one. And so it's one of those things to where it's like, because of the fact of, like I said earlier, because I tried different things, and I'm good at all of them, but it was which one of these that I'm really good at, to where I can get your attention, I can keep your attention. You fall in love with who I am as a person, and then now all of a sudden I introduce you into something else that I'm really good at. Now you're like, oh wow, he does this too? Let me check this out. Then you check it out, and then you realize, oh man, this dude is dope. And then now it's 2 things. And then I show you something else, and then it's like, oh wow, this dude's good at 3 different things. Like, and all these things are done in excellence. And that's the beauty of it, because I am a jack of all trades. I did the music. I did the creative writing. I played football. I'm decent at video games. I'm all these different all those different things created this. All those different things created Willie Gardens. You see what I'm saying? And it wasn't just one thing. And it was like, no, all those different things created Willie Gardens. It created this story that people's falling in love with. It created that. And so it's the whole, I get the gurus and the people say, oh, you got to really lock in on one thing. And to a certain degree, that is true. But it's said in such a generalized way to where people miss the fine details that really is like, yo, they had to do this, and this before they realized that one thing that they should hone in on. And then when you find out and you do some research, you see that they got 20 other things that they doing too. And so it's like, but they took one of those things and said, this is what I want to focus on for a season. but I really love all of this, and that's okay, bro. And that's okay. And so I think that's what you was touching on. I wanted to just expand on that a little bit.
No, that's facts, man. I agree. Again, I agree. So I mean, doing what you've been doing, jumping into all these different things, fighting against all these other, creators that have been doing it 8 years plus, 5 years plus, 10 years. How have you kind of been trying to find your place within the YouTube algorithm?
Oh man. So like I said, it goes back to research. I started off just watching their videos before I even made content. I started off watching their videos and, not messaging, but commenting like, dude, I love this. I love that. Like, even let them know, hey, I'm finna actually start, kind of doing content creation in this form as well, man. Definitely an inspiration. I appreciate it, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. And like I said, I've learned that section of the community, as far as the creators, is a little, they're gatekeepers. They're gatekeepers, which is cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I respect it. I get it. And so I think the biggest thing started off with just the research and finding certain tools, finding that I could have access to certain tools that would allow me to, I guess, in a sense, get all the information I need gathered in one place for me, to where now I can kind of dissect certain things, and I'm like, okay, this is the lane that I want to fit in. This is where I want to be. And so I think it all goes back into doing your research, man, and just really not allowing what you see as far as competition, not allowing the fact of what you don't see in regards to your own content, meaning the numbers, the comments, whatever the case may be. That doesn't mean that your vision isn't good. That doesn't mean that what you're doing isn't good. No, it just means that you haven't found your audience yet. And so what I realized in the algorithm was, for me, I needed to utilize shorts more. I said, because I'm buried in this algorithm, within the algorithm, right? And so because a lot of times with college football now, especially with the Madden stuff, it's not really everything that I do is within what's called like the superstar mode. So for college football, it's called Road to Glory. For Madden, it's called Superstar. And so, but the I guess you could say the ticket sales really is the franchise mode, and it's the ultimate team, or like the head-to-head modes. I don't really play those modes. And so I knew that the algorithm easily pushes out that type of content, right? And so I said, well, then I need to find a way to get my content in front of hundreds of thousands of people or millions of people, so that way I could get that small percentage to where it's like they might actually come check out the long form. And so then I switched my research of the competitors to how do I break this short algorithm code? And then once I figured that out, it took off. And then I started seeing my long form numbers go up. And then just the moment that my shorts took off, just naturally, because YouTube wants more people to come to their platform. And so naturally, if I'm consistently hitting and I'm consistently getting those short numbers to go up, YouTube is like, oh yeah, we finna push this. We finna push this dude. And so, and that's what happened. And so, and then I think at the time they added a feature where you're able to put your long form inside of your short, to where people can click on it like a related video. And that's what I would do. So I would take snippets of my long form, I would put it in a short, I would either add a sound, or I would add just something catchy or something that you would see on the screen to where it would get someone's attention, and then people would like it, and then they would click on that video that's inside that short. And then those numbers just started to go higher and higher and higher and higher. And so I think just for me doing that, I think I'm at like almost like 2 million like just views, just off of, and so that really opens up the door for now YouTube Studio to be such also a great tool to be able to help figure out the algorithm, right? Because then I hit that wall where then they, you start figuring things out. Then all of a sudden they start changing stuff and doing
Yeah.
different things. And so, but then here's what I had to figure out too, and this is just for nugget for anyone. Sometimes when that data is collected, I figured out that when it shows you, oh, this is the best time to post, you have to find out who's coming from shorts versus who's coming from long form. So while the data is saying the best time might be from 12 to 2, that might be more so for the people that are coming for the shorts, not necessarily the long form content. Even within that, I had to figure out, okay, what time should I post my shorts versus with the audience that's there for the long form content. And so, but as you begin to do those different things in the trial and error, you'll get to see, man, and YouTube Studios is a beautiful thing. TubeBuddy's a beautiful thing. VidIQ, a lot of people don't talk about. That's a beautiful thing. ChatGPT, that's a beautiful thing. Like all these different tools are beautiful things, and I think that's really how I found my way in the algorithm.
Okay. I like that though. I think the YouTube algorithm is definitely something that's always fluctuating and changing, and it's always something new to it. But like you said, Shorts is the big key to everything right now. Like Shorts is the way to go, and there are so many tools that can help you kind of capitalize on that. And we'll go into some of those tools in a second. But first and foremost, what would you say is kind of your approach to even creating YouTube Shorts in the first place when you start trying to do those things? Like, are you looking at the algorithm the entire time you're trying to make your shorts, or is that something like, no, or do you kind of just make your shorts based off of the video as you're making your video? Do you kind of see where the shorts could come from as you're editing the video, and then you're like, oh, this will be a great short, or like, how does that process kind of happen for you?
So, I actually really have a couple different processes, right? It depends on what I want to accomplish. And so what I started doing was, I'll give you the breakdown from how I started it in the first place. I knew that even though I was doing story-driven content, that community was something that still had to be found. And a lot of times it's not found through shorts. So I said, okay, how do I just get the eyes? Even though it may not be for the story-driven content, how do I just get the eyes to come to the channel? And then they can figure out if they like it or not. And so what I did was I would take the content without the storytelling, and I would just make sure that they were really good plays. So you're seeing just good gameplay. And so I would do that, and I would add a sound. So I started to go into, I would type in different hashtags within the niche that I was in, and I would see what's being pushed right now. And so I would look at the amount of views of that hashtag. Then I would look at the amount of views or the amount of shorts with a specific sound. And so I would take specific sounds that would have anywhere between like 800 to 2K shorts. And I would use some of those tools, and then I would find out what was the, I guess, how popular it was, or was it something that was on the rise, right? And so I would say, okay, you know what? So I would pick about 3 or 4, and I would say, I'm going to use these 2 for this week, and I'm going to see what happens. And so I would post 3 or 4 shorts a day, and I would use the same sound. 2, I would allow the sound to be heard. The other 2, I would minimize the sound, drop it to like maybe 1 or 2%, so you really couldn't hear it, but you're hearing just the sound of the regular game. And so then I would see which one is being pushed more. So I found that there was certain sounds that was being pushed more at that time on YouTube for YouTube Shorts in the niche that I was in. Now, those sounds that won't work for everything, but they were working for the niche that I was in. So I said, okay, I'm gonna make different type of content. There was times where I would make certain content lackluster on purpose to see if it was the content or if it was the sound that was pushing me. And so I noticed that it was 50-50. That was some things, certain sounds, it's definitely the sound. And then there were certain things where it was it's definitely the content. So once I figured out, then when I tell you the floodgates open, the floodgates open. And so then I took that and I said, okay, Now, then that's when like I said, YouTube came out with the related video things and with inside the shorts so people could click on it. So I said, how do I get people to click on it? And so I was still posting that same type of content, but then I would lead them to videos that where my production was the best. And so because at the time it was a learning process. So if you watch my videos from the first video up until now, the sound, right? There was certain things to where it's like, when I first started, my sound was horrendous. It was terrible. I mean, it just didn't sound good to the ear at all. I was trying to find the levels. I was trying to find different things and it was hard. And so because I also had to learn the program I was using. So it was so many different things I was learning simultaneously while trying to be consistent. And so, as I was doing that, I was said, okay, you know what? I'm going to post these shorts and I'm going to put a related video that when someone clicks on it, they think they're going to see one thing, but then they're going to see something else that captivates them. And then they would click on the video and they would hear my YouTube voice or my narrator voice. And then they would visually see something that would be like, oh my goodness, like, what am I watching? Like, what did I just come to? And I think that was the biggest thing, right? Knowing what it was to use the bait to get the people to come gather. And then once you get them to come gather, it's here you go. Get ready to eat. That's true. Get ready to feast. And so I think that was the biggest thing, man. And so again, it goes back to trial and error. That's really to like he said, to bridge the
it's not purposeful. I was gonna try not to say it this time. You feel me? I was like, you know what? It's too perfect because it's really at the core of it, man. I agree. I mean, with the stuff that I do on Marvel Bros, I've been trying to jump into that shorts area for show, and I know that it is a new key point feature that you have to use on YouTube. Like if you're not using shorts at the same time as creating the other content, your content's gonna have a hard time just getting out there unless you're already a big creator. And that's what a lot of people see is they'll see these big creators, they'll be like, oh, they don't even make shorts and their videos are good. And it's like, well, yeah, they've been doing it for 5+ years every single day, and they have over 200,000 subscribers. So of course it works for them. You know what I mean? Like, of course it works for them. They're getting their job is YouTube. If you're still trying to get that to be a job, you feel me? You're gonna have to get in this new flow, and the new flow, it extends past just YouTube as well. It goes into all of the other content creating platforms that there are, with the TikToks, the Instagram Reels, the all of them. All of that shit is important now, and people really overlook it. Or people overlook everything. I think we can actually talk about that and get into that. That's kind of more of the tools and resources that you have, right? Like tools and resources that are there outside of just that regular platform. So do you only post on YouTube or are you also posting on TikTok and Reels and things like that too? So
before the YouTube took off, I was posting on Instagram. I was posting on Instagram and I was posting on TikTok. Now, TikTok for me is like, and a little bit on Twitter and Facebook as well. So essentially I posted everywhere. Yeah. And so, but what I wanted to do was I knew for me, YouTube was longevity. And so what I did was I figured it out first on Instagram. I couldn't really figure it out on TikTok. It was always a hit and miss for me. But then again, I'm gonna be honest with you, I never really tried that too. I never really tried to deep dive into TikTok like that to really try to figure it out. I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't. And so, and the reason I didn't is because you always hear people say, "Oh, you just post something on TikTok, it'll probably just go viral." All you gotta do is post, 7 times a day, and I'm just like, I don't even got time to be sitting here trying to post nothing for 7, 8 times. I don't. Even if I had the time, crazy. I don't want to. Like, I'm okay. And so I'm just being honest. Dead ass though. I don't care, bro. Like, no, I don't really use it like that. So, but I said, let me figure out Instagram. And so before I figured out YouTube, I actually figured out Instagram. I got like almost about the same thing, like 2 million, almost like 2 million, a little bit over 2 million views and different stuff like that on Instagram. And so I figured it out on Instagram, and I said, okay, longevity. Because I was like, while I'm getting all these people on Instagram, only a very small percentage is converting over to YouTube. I knew from the start YouTube was the longevity. So I said, let me focus on what I want anyway, which is longevity. I'm not here for, I don't want to just be here for just a moment. I want to be able to do this for years. And so I said, let me focus on YouTube. And so that's what I did. So first I took the tools and the different things I learned on Instagram, and I said, let me take some of those ideas. Let me take some of those things and go over to YouTube and see if they work. And they did, you know, and so I think the biggest thing is understanding an algorithm is an algorithm. And while they may be different, but the reality is you just have to be authentically you. You just have to, like, because even on Instagram, what I think people really rocked with me was I answered like every comment, every message I answered, all those different type of things. And so people were like very receptive of that. And I said, you know what? I'm going to bring that over to YouTube because my goal really is to build a community. I don't just want you to sit here and be like, oh, that was a dope video. But no, I want conversation. I want to know what it is that you want to see. I want to know what it is that you like, that you didn't like. What's your opinion? All those different type of things. And that was really why I said, that sounds crazy. Let me bridge the gap with how you mentioned earlier, my sports reaction, because I was on a whole different channel. But I said, you know what? Let me bring these two together, and because that's what I want more of, the community building type stuff. And I think that's what even made the long form content start really taking off too, was because I brought those two things together. And so I think while utilizing any content creator, you should utilize every single free tool that is given to you. Do not complain. Please hear me. Do not complain about the results that you don't get in the work without putting in the work that you're supposed to put in. If you're not even utilizing the free tools that are given to you, I don't want to hear it, bro.
No, that's a really good point.
I was one of those people. I was like, man, I can't do. Bro, you're not even posting on everything. And then when you do, you're not even being consistent, you know. And so, don't complain about not getting the results that you want when you didn't put in the work that you need to be able to get to that place. And so I think my biggest thing is, yes, until you really find out what it is that you're trying to do, and even when you do, of course, use everything, but until then, use every platform. And I know it's gonna probably suck, but use every single platform. And I mean, it's the same content, so post it everywhere. Now there's some platforms where you might have to post it a different type of way. Like the way I would be able to post certain things on Instagram, I couldn't post it the same way on TikTok. I had to do it a different way. Same thing with YouTube. And so, but you don't figure that out unless you try. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the biggest thing is, again, it goes back to trial and error. So yeah. But yes, use everything.
Use everything. use everything you can, and that's a good point too with using everything, because you can take your videos you can even put YouTube videos on Facebook now. You know what I mean? Like Facebook allows long form content as well. People overlook it, but I know a lot of content creators that are bigger that get a good amount of money because they just put their videos on Facebook. The old folk love Facebook, man. They be on it and they be watching everything. And in other countries as well, not every social media platform is as readily available as Facebook and all these other things are. So you definitely want to zero in on social media platforms rather than just trying to focus on just one. Kind of do all of them because you have the ability to do all of them, basically. So
100%.
So why not? You know what I mean? Why not? Like you said, you already got the content, so now all you got to do is post it, and you're not gonna do it. That's crazy. You know that? Like how that's literally stopping a blessing right there. You know what I mean? Because you never know what could come next.
You never know.
Especially because a lot of these companies and the social media managers that get other people on social media. Like if you want to go and get a brand deal or an affiliate or a partnership somewhere, all of those people are on social media. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're not really scouring the YouTubes for somebody. They're scouring the social media platforms for someone. So, you know, and with that being said, Instagram is like your portfolio as well. Like all of these platforms are a building block of your content. So even if you do only focus on YouTube, you can utilize Instagram to keep your audience up to date. You know, keep Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky. I know a lot of people are going to now instead of Twitter. You know, all of these things. There are so many options available. Threads is out there. You know, just use whatever you can. You know what I mean, to try to
Twitter.
get. Yeah, exactly. Use whatever you can to get that. To get in front of eyes. You want to get in front of people. Yeah. You want people to see what you're doing and see what you're creating and get to know who you are outside of your content as well, because that's a really big reason why people start to support creators, is because they like who you are on and off the field, for a lack of better words, you know? Right, so it's really important. It's really important to zero in on those different things. And just speaking about tools and stuff like that, I know you talked about some of the tools that you used earlier. What are those tools that you like to use at your disposal?
Man,
what's your favorite?
My favorite is VidIQ. My brother, Too Easy TV. He put I think
I saw him in the chat earlier, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, shout out to Big Bro. He put me on to VidIQ. And when I tell you that VidIQ is a cheat code, and I know somebody like, why he giving out the sauce? Because somebody gave it to me. Yeah. And so if my brothers or my sisters or whoever that's doing content creation, man, VidIQ, I promise you will not be disappointed. Now, of course, they have a free version and they also have a paid version and different stuff like that. You can get a lot done with the free version, but I'm always, and I'm not sponsored. I'm not nothing by them. I promise you I'm not nothing. But when I tell you that, and here's the thing, I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't even used VidIQ to its full potential. Like all my, I haven't even, like the ideas that you could come up with VidIQ, like the things that they optimize content for you. Like they show you what your competition's doing. They show you the different tags. That's crazy. It's a cheat code, bro. They show you like how long the channel's been around. They show you like the traffic of their channel, where people come from, what is it that they're looking for. Like then you can go to like the different audiences of the competition to see what other stuff are they looking at. Like there's so many different things.
That's wild.
Bro, it should be illegal. like, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I mean, you dang near my find somebody's social security number on that. Like, you mess around, bro.
That's crazy.
Hey, shout out to them cats at VidIQ, man, because
VidIQ is crazy. VidIQ is definitely
is the feds,
insane.
Bro.
They gotta be. They gotta be
the feds, bro, because you can't hide anything from them. You know what I'm saying? And so I would definitely say that VidIQ for sure was a huge part of my success, because I'm not the best at like creating titles. I just started getting good at thumbnails because of my boy, because of Sensei. You know, because of you.
Oh yeah,
you know
yeah.
What I'm saying? Like I just, and that's another thing too. Like utilize these tools with the mindset of being a student. Like I think that's one of my superpowers. Like bro, like I said, he helped me with the thumbnail. We hopped in a call one time, and he was like, "Oh yeah, do this, da-da-da-da." And ever since that day, I promise you, he could tell you. Ever since that day, bro, through the roof. And there's still room for improvement. But what I'm saying is, he put me onto something that I didn't think was a big deal, and then I found out that it was, and then I saw the difference in that. And so, and I think that's why this YouTube content creation stuff is like a puzzle, right? The pieces that you think like don't matter, or like that might be, that's just an extra piece just in case you lose one. Nah, bro, like all those pieces matter, and the value is the same, because when that puzzle's done, you get a full picture. The people can look at it and say, oh, that's a beautiful puzzle. Yeah, that's because you utilized every single piece that you needed for people to look at that picture and say, I love that. How long did it take for you to do that? But let me tell you, I had some help. I had some help along the way. I had some pieces that I couldn't find, and the homie was like, hey, you dropped this under the table. Pick it up. It goes over here.
But what I'll say is that's really the other side of what we've kind of been talking about this whole time, right? We've been talking a lot about zeroing in, which is a big thing, but zooming out is also a huge part of connecting the dots, right? Because when you zero in, you're able to do these different things and find what these pieces are in the first place. You're like, oh, okay, here's this piece, here's this piece, here's that piece. And that is where the confusion comes from, is when you zero in on all of your pieces and then you don't know what to do with them next. That's when it's time to zoom out, and so you can get that full frame picture of like, oh shit, these are puzzle pieces. Now I can start putting them together. You know what I mean? Yeah, because you don't even know they're puzzle pieces until you zoom out. And then it's like, oh shit, if I have pieces, that means there's a canvas somewhere that I have to be building on top of. Exactly. You know what I mean? And then the next thing comes, and then the next thing comes, and then you continue to get these dots connected, and again, these gaps begin to bridge, you feel me? And then it's like, okay, I know what to do now. And that is because you have taken the time to take the time. You feel me? Exactly. Because that's what a lot of people forget to do. It's like, yes, you need to put in work. You need to do all these other things as well. But it's those times of when you take a breath, when you actually grow. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like when you play like Dark Souls or something like that, right? You can only level up at the campsites. Like you can only do the shit that matters at those campsites. Until you're there, you gotta grind until you find another one, so you can actually put in those experience points that you found. So that's where that zooming out comes from. You know, even like a game like that, they have that huge system of all the abilities, MMORPGs, just to go back to that, right? There's a tree of abilities that you have, right? And each one is like a dot that you have to put the experience points into in order to grow more and more and more. And then once you actually zoom out, you're like, oh, bro, look at the tree that I've built off of the decisions that I've made from the experience that I've gained. You feel me? Like it all goes together in a beautiful way. And I have to agree, VidIQ is amazing. My guy put me on to VidIQ. I've been using it ever since as well. Like that shit is beautiful. Like it really helps a lot. It makes it almost like a video game in some type of ways too. When you post a video, because you wanna get like 100 out of 100 score, and it's like, okay, well, if you want that, make sure this video has this, make sure it has this, make sure you're having chapters. You know, these are all things that are really important in YouTube this day and age. Like it didn't matter back in the day, but it matters now, especially with how people's retention and to attention, you know, how all that stuff goes. Like people's attention spans are shot. Yeah. So having these different what are they called? Like scenes, having the scenes or the chapters, there it is. Having the chapters in your video allows people to kind of skip to where they need to, or get to the point of what they want. Adding something to a playlist, like all of that. Yeah, like all of it is it's so important, having a playlist where people can just check out all of this related content together. Like, and then YouTube even looks at your playlist's views. Like it counts those views towards other stuff as well. So everything is so important to have connected, bro.
Please, if you have playlists, put your playlists in order. Put the videos inside the playlist in order, okay? Because it's like, yo, because that's one thing, again, of research. It goes back to research. Yeah. I was looking at the competition, and I was seeing certain playlists. The story was all over the place. Yeah. I had no idea what was going on. Like it just was crazy. And I was like, and I would get fun. I'd be like, yo, like cats like this? Like, you know, and so and so I said, okay. I said, I gotta make playlists. So I was making playlists, and I said, oh yeah, I gotta fix this. And so I started putting the story in order. So because you could hit play all, and that thing just runs through them. And so if any content creator sees this and you create playlists, please, especially if it's a story or if you want them to see things in a specific way, please put it in order. Also, just another little side nugget with VidIQ. Look, it brings everything you need. It puts it into one area, okay? You do not have to reinvent the wheel. That's the beautiful thing about VidIQ. It shows you what works. There is nothing that will pop up on your screen. They're not showing you nothing that don't work.
They're
showing you what, and it's like, well, I want to be my own person. I want to, okay. You can be your own person because you're the person that's making the content that you're making. But VidIQ wants to show you this is what YouTube is pushing.
Yeah.
So you make your own version of this, but just make sure you hit A, B, C, and D, and you will see success.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's not as much of a template. It's more of a checklist. It really is. Sure. It's more of a checklist. Like get these things down and get it cracking. You know what I mean? Like do these things. And I think that's where a lot of people just keep. Again, don't overlook the tools that are at your disposal, man. Because I promise you, the only reason that the big YouTubers aren't using it is because they already popping. That's it. So they don't have to make it. Like I see people just put up a video and the title be like, I don't know what to title this, and it gets 1 million views because they are who they are. Like it's like that. You know what I mean? Exactly. Or like like that. That's how that works. So it does take a little bit more effort. It does take a little bit more thought. It does take a little bit more understanding, or trying to understand at the very least when you get into these areas of things. There are so many tools to use at your disposal, and like bro already said, VidIQ is amazing. Another one that I like to use is TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy is dope. It's kind of like VidIQ, but I think they kind of go in different directions at some point. And for the other direction, I really like VidIQ. Like VidIQ is amazing for all of the things.
It's a different branch, a part of the same tree.
Yeah, exactly.
That's essentially what it is.
Yeah, and it is dope as well. I really like it. I was using TubeBuddy before. My boy pointed out VidIQ to me, and I use both now, and they are very important. They're important parts of content creation. I know you talked a little bit about ChatGPT earlier as well, bro. So what you using ChatGPT for? You ain't got to give out too much sauce now, but I'm just saying,
I don't mind. So I think ChatGPT is a part of my journey when I was trying to get access to, hey, like, what is it that, like, how are people modding GTA the way that they are? I was trying to figure it out, and no one wanted to kind of give up the sauce. So I said, this was one of those things where I said, hey, the story got to go on. And so if you see my content, the moment I wanted to start adding more of a visual presence outside of being on the field in my content, I basically did like comic book slides. And so I was using ChatGPT. I said, I would tell it like, hey, find me some places where I can create comic book slides, different things, but to keep character consistency, all those different type of things. And so it would give me different lists of different programs, like different things like that. Then so I would go one way and I'd be like, oh, that doesn't work for me. This, blah, blah, blah. Can we find a different way to do this? And so it basically is like, imagine the way I could think of it is like this. A lot of times when you make music, you see like a bunch of different people in the studio, right? And so a lot of times it's other creative minds that can help write or whatever the case may be. ChatGPT is a good second mind to where you take what you want to already like create, or you have an idea, and it's basically just having another super creative mind that works a lot faster than yours. And so, and I think that's really like the biggest thing was figuring out how do I take what I want to be reality or to be manifested with not having all the information I need. And so ChatGPT was a big success in that. And it led me to things to like Mid-Journey. It led me to I think it's like called RL Runway or something like that, which basically is a system where it takes pictures and it turns it into almost like mini movies in a sense, or like clips that move.
Okay.
And
so shit, that's like, crazy. What the hell?
Yeah, it is crazy, bro. And so I would take a prompt. I would write out a prompt. It would create a picture for me. then I would take that picture in mid journey, and then I would take those pictures and then write out another prompt in runway, and then I would put the picture in, and then it would move the picture and make it come to life and look cinematic. And so, because my mindset was, if I can't do it this way, because I can't figure this out and don't nobody want to help me, then
I gotta be able to do it that way.
I gotta be able to do it that way. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to do anything mediocre. I just don't believe in that. And so while things still must sometimes may be or come across that way, it's only because of my ability at that moment. But I still maximized what I had. It's like when people say, people be like, oh, you know, things take a 50-50 or 100%. Well, so I don't always have 100% to give. But you best believe if I got 59%,
I'm giving 100% of that 59%. Yeah.
And so it's like with the information I had, hey, it's only 46%, but you finna get all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, and that was my mindset. And I think
no Diddy.
Hey, bro, why you?
Hey, my bad. Yeah. You was.
You just had, look, they don't want to see me be great. They don't want to see me be great. Like, that's crazy. Bro threw me all off. I said, Diddy, what the hell Diddy got to do with this? Oh, man, I got big ones over there too. But anyway.
But for real, I feel what you're saying, though.
Yeah. So.
It is really important to give your all, no matter what your all is, right? That's what a lot. Come on, see? I wasn't even saying it like that. I wasn't even saying it like that.
But you got me there now, bro. I'm there now. Got real quick. I'm there now, bro. I'm there.
But for real, you do. For real. You gotta give every stroke you can. You know, long strokes, short strokes. You gotta be able to.
Yo, all right, it's time to end this.
Bro. All right, but no. But for real, I feel you though. It is really important. It's important. Goodness, one thing that I love to say is, you know, it's about consistency, and consistency isn't the same for everybody, right?
Yes.
Like consistency doesn't equal the same thing. Like a consistency for you could be pulling up every day, you know, and showing 100% every single day and going at it every single day. For somebody else, they 100% might be doing it 3 times a week. For someone else, it might be able to, you know, 1 time a week or whatever the case may be. But when you find your rhythm, you got to stay consistent with your rhythm. You feel me? Because you got to stay consistent with that, because everyone's rhythm is different and everyone's rocking to the beat of their own drum set, you know? Like everybody is at the end of the day. So comparison is the thief of joy. That's something that me and Big Kenny had talked about in the first episode of VaiNTalk. It's like comparison is really a thief of joy. So when doing this research, when looking at these other creators, when doing all these other things, like, don't get caught up in who they are now. You know what I mean? Like, it's who they was before, and no one blows up overnight. You feel me? Like, well, the thing is, people blow up overnight, but it's because of the years of success, the years of, you know, of journey that was before that. You know what I mean? So it only takes one night to blow up, you know, but that doesn't mean that it don't take years of working before that night. Exactly. So that's definitely something that, you know, I think is really important for all creators to understand and to really try to hone in on for themselves, is when trying to find your niche, when trying to find what works for you, when trying to utilize these things that are there at your disposal. Make sure that you're doing it for who you are as a creator. Like, you know what I mean? There's already been a PewDiePie, so you don't have to try to be the next one. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's already been all of those things. We already had them. So there's no reason to try to be that person again, right? Yeah. There is something else. There's something else out there, and that something else is who you have to be. So, you know, it's really important to try to find that. And I think it's really, like you said, I think ChatGPT is a really good tool to use in that way. I use Gemini, which is like Google's Chat GPT, which is kind of the same thing. But you use these tools like they're Google. You know what I mean? You don't use it. You don't use it to cheat the system or anything like that. No. You use it to further the things that you've already had as an idea, or to do more research. You know what I mean? Like, because chat, as to where Google, you'll have to go and find everything. Chat GPT or Gemini will find all of these websites and put them right there for you and source them and give you the, you know, it helps you. It just helps the process go quicker. And every person that ain't doing it, there is someone who is, and that's what you just got to remember. You feel me? Don't put yourself and don't put yourself in the hole, for a lack of better words, when you can actually be up on game, because there is a lot more things that are out there for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's the only comparison that's healthy. Like that's and this is why I say that, because again, it goes back to what I said. You don't reinvent the wheel.
Yeah,
like that.
Exactly.
So that's
exactly.
That's the only comparison that's healthy for you. Is they're taking these extra steps to do these things. Maybe that's why they are successful. You don't have to be like them, but be like them in the sense of they're utilizing everything to achieve the success you desire.
Yeah.
And so in that way, yeah, you know what? Okay. Oh, so you telling me if I do A, B, C, and D and do all the rest of this, oh, this is the formula of success? Oh, okay, cool. And so you make sure you do those things, but be you in the process. You don't have to be like them. But if you understand there are certain steps to success, which is utilizing those tools, utilizing everything that you have at your disposal. Yes, if you do those things, you will get the same results. Period.
Yeah, don't copy their homework, but ask them how they study. You feel me? You feel me? You feel me? Like, don't copy.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Don't copy their homework. Copy their work ethic. It's a lot. You know, it's different. That's the thing that really people are like, when someone is out there. Like when like back in the day, like be like Mike was a huge saying, right? Yeah. Like everybody was like, be like Mike. And it wasn't like that didn't mean go out there and try to, you know, hit a slam dunk from half court or nothing like that. No. It meant go out there and leave it on the court. You feel me? Leave it on the court, bro. Like when you do it to the fullest potential as you can. And that's something that I feel I feel it, man. I feel it's really necessary for people to even hear that, because they don't even think about it in that same way. They think that they need to be who that person is. And, you know, even when you want to be like somebody, you really don't want to be like that person. You just want to be able to make those accomplishments that person has done, or whatever the case may be. Like whenever people say those words, and that really just means you want what they have without doing any other shit that they've done to get it, and that's not possible. That's feel me? How it works. Yeah. As Kevin Hart says, you know, everybody want to be famous, but nobody want to put the work in. You know what I'm saying? So that's a real thing. Like if you really want these things from it, and it may not necessarily be fame, but that's just how the quote is, right? But it's like everybody wants something greater without putting in something greater. And that's not possible. You don't get to make something from nothing. That's just not how life works. You feel me? Like everything is going to take something in order to create it. So you know, be ready to put your time in. For real.
That's a fact. So I definitely agree 100%. And so it's one of those things to where, like I said, the earlier question was what's the least fun part? What do you not like about everything? And like I said, it's you have to remind yourself you have to go through the journey. You have to go through the journey, bro. And so mentally, like I said, I'm already gone. Like I'm already a year in, you know, and so, but the reason I say that is because before I started, I was already 6 months in, meaning mentally. And so I think that's why I did the things to get there. And so that's why within 3 months, I'm able to see success. I'm able to see certain results, because mentally, I needed to put the work in and allow my body to catch up to where I was mentally, to where my mindset was, to where the success that I knew I could achieve that was in my mind, but I had to put the work in. And so that's what was driving me. Like I said, dude, there was times where I didn't go to sleep for a whole day. And I'm not saying that's what you have to do, But I'm saying I want it just a quick little backstory. I'm at a place right now where I don't have a job, looking for one, doing all that different type of stuff. But I understand that even if I had a job, and that's why I'm looking for one, is that that's not going to stop what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
Because I've already made up in my mind that no matter what I have to go through, this will be successful. And so as a man, I have responsibilities and things I got to take care of, and they're being taken care of. But I knew it in my heart and my mind that no matter what I have to endure, no matter what struggle I'm faced with, I got to make sure I'm successful and it is what I'm doing. Whatever I put my hands to have to be great, because that's where my mindset is. And greatness is not based upon your bank account. It's not based upon the people that you know. It's the fact that I had a thought, I had an idea, and there was no proof of that idea being successful. It was just in my head. I took that, I put it on paper, and I gave it to the world.
Yeah.
I'm successful.
Facts.
I'm already successful. I'm already where I want to be, and that's successful. Now it's my job to say, how successful do I want to be? And that's the question you got to ask yourself. And not even as a content creator, as a person. If it's your 9 to 5, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you just want to be a better son, if you want to be a better father, if you want to be, just some real life stuff, bro. It don't even just stop at content creation. You got to ask yourself, how successful do you want to be in your life? What do people think of when they hear you, when they hear your voice, when they see your face, when they say your name? What's attached to that? You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I think that's the biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just at the end of the day, a wise man leaves a legacy for his children's children. You know what I'm saying? And so like you got to ask yourself, what's your legacy? Like how will you be remembered? What is that from? How will you be remembered? That's from
it triggers something to me too, but I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's like how will you be remembered? How do you want to be remembered? And I know for me, I want to give everything I got, bro. Every gift that was ever given to me before my birth, everything that was already predestined for me in my life, I'm the one that's trying to figure it out. And so at the end of the day, y'all seeing my story unfold, you know, and I'm just, it's an honor. I'm glad that people are able to partake and they get something good from it, bro. Because life sucks sometimes.
Facts.
You feel me? And sometimes you could prepare for things and it still suck. And it suck even when you can't prepare for stuff. And so I'm just glad I could bring some type of hope. I'm glad I could make people laugh. I'm glad that my craziness, you know, brings a smile on somebody's face, bro. Just because life is, it's not designed to be that way. It's meant for us to be happy. We're not supposed to just survive. We're not supposed to just barely make it by. That's not why we was put on this earth. You feel me? And so my biggest thing is I want to take my life and my content and show people, bro, it's so much more to life than just your pain. It's so much more to life than just trial and tribulation and trauma and error. No, bro. You meant to enjoy this thing. And if my content can help you figure that out, hey, man, all glory to God and more power to it. So
Facts. I agree, man. I agree.
I went down a rabbit hole.
No, that's beautiful, bro. I agree. Those are words of encouragement that people need to hear. Those words of encouragement that people need to understand, that the amount of effort and work ethic that you put into this content creation stuff is the amount of work ethic that you put into everything in your life, for real. No, because this shit is this ain't for the faint of heart. You know what I mean? It takes understanding the fundamentals of life to really be out here doing this shit the way that it needs to be done on a high level, because you are touching people's lives. You are, the words that you say are able to travel throughout the, throughout the cosmos type shit and make a difference in multiple people's lives. And it's really important to be able to take a step back and zoom out, like we were saying earlier, you feel me, and really be able to see all these things that truly matter within your life, because the things that matter within your life are also the building blocks of everything else that you do. all of these things, they go together in so many ways. Like literally, like it's all about connecting the dots, man, because bridging the gap between your life and bridging the gaps between your life experiences, other people's life experiences, and being able to create something new from that. It's something that is hard to do. It's something that is you really take the risk of, not even a risk, but you become a beacon for people, right? When you become a content creator, you are now a source of people's enjoyment, or their source of escapism as well. Like you were saying earlier, when they get off of work, or when they're home from school, or when they've had a long day and they just kind of want to decompress the bullshit of it all off of themselves, you become the person that they trust to, allow to be who they are outside of all those other those other things, right? Like, and that's what a lot of people don't even see how that it equals that, but it does. You know what I mean? That's why it's so important in where we are now with everything that goes on all the time. It's very important to make sure we know what we saying before we say it, and making sure that we're moving with intention. You know what I mean? And moving with intention, and moving with grace, and the subtlety of what it takes to actually be in a society in the first place, right? Because it takes a lot, and it's really easy to get lost in the sauce, for a lack of better words, with it as well, right? Like, it's really easy when people don't know that, the success is coming, or the success is even a possibility. A lot of people, I don't know if you saw it. It was actually something great. I loved it. Kai Cenat, because Kai is Kai, so he's been doing his thing lately. He recently basically was watching this just random streamer that was live, and then the guy just Kai's people, he started come through and showing him hella love, and he was like, oh my god, no, this is too much for me, and he ended his stream while Kai was watching his stream end it and all of this stuff, because he just couldn't handle all of the eyes that were on him and the success that was just obviously coming his way, right? And that is a real thing. It's a real thing to be paralyzed from the accomplishments that could be in front of you, because an accomplishment doesn't just mean an accomplishment, especially when you're a content creator. Your accomplishments equal so much more as a content creator, than anyone else's normal accomplishments. It's crazy how it works, but it's true. Even at the level that we're at, me and you are considered small creators, right? And we still have a crazy reach to the people that are in our community, in our families, and all these other things, right? So, being ready for the greatness, right? Being ready for the greatness is just as important as working towards it. Being ready for that amount of success is hard, right? I remember I messaged you one day and I was like, hey, bruv, I want you to be prepared, my G, because when that shit happens, it does feel like it's overnight, but it's not going to be an overnight thing, right? And that's where a lot of people get lost in the sauce. And it's really important for everybody that wants to go on this journey. You want it to happen, and the thing is, you don't realize how possible it really is to happen.
I think
sure.
What you just said, I think is so important, and I hope that whoever does watch this, and that's my heart, whoever watches this and makes it to this part, or if they're watching now, or if they're gonna watch later and they make it to this part, please, this is one of the most important parts of everything we just said. Your character has to match the success. When you see deep divers, the reason that they train for that type of stuff, and the reason that they have a buddy system, is because you could be an experienced swimmer, but when you start going into different depths that you've never gone to before, you could pass out. And so what happens? You got to have somebody next to you to bring you back up to the surface and to bring you back to. And the reason I say that is because it's very important to have people around you who, one, are where you want to be, two, Meaning one, they're already where you want to be, so you surround yourself around those type of people, so you can pick up those habits, so you can see, like you said earlier, the work ethic. You can see what they was doing. Two, like-minded people like you. Okay, it don't have to be the same thing, but it's just the level of success that they want to achieve. And then three, people who are on the same journey as you. And I think that because too many times in my own life, I'm such a loyal individual, and I got it, and I don't want to go deep into it, but I got a background. I used to run the streets, and there's this false sense of loyalty that runs rampant in the streets. It's this false sense of loyalty, bruh. And to a certain degree, it's still residual in my personal life. And because I'm such a loyal person, I go to new heights and I'm trying to lift people up. I'm trying to, hey, come up here, bro. It's better up here, bro. It's you gotta get used to it. It's the air is different. So you gotta train yourself. Because if you don't know how to breathe properly, you're gonna pass out, bro. So the air is it's a little bit different up here, bro. The altitude a little bit different.
You gotta adjust your lungs.
You gotta adjust your lungs. You feel me? Pause. And so I had to get you back. I had to get you back, bro. I had to get you back.
That's crazy.
But on some real stuff. And so I had to realize, stop trying to lift people up, because even if they get there, they're not prepared.
Yeah,
they're not prepared. So you're setting them up for failure. And so, but what I learned was you can be an example to give people the desire to be like, yo, if my bro could do it, I'm finna get up there too. And I'm that person that'll sit there, and this is where the true loyalty should come in. Hey, bro, you really want to do this? I'm gonna give you the tools and the guideline that you need and the support you need to achieve your dream. You don't gotta live one through me, because I don't want you to be me.
Exactly.
But I want you to be like me, meaning the mindset, I want you to be so determined to get what you want in your life, bro.
That nothing stops you.
That nothing stops you, because nothing stopped me. That's why I want you to be like me. So we could lock in, like you said, bridge that gap to where it's like, yo, bro, just because I got up here first don't mean you can't put the work up too. Because I'll show you what ladders I climbed up. I'll show you where I turned left when I went straight, when I backed up a little bit and then took a shortcut and went right. I'll show you those things. I'll show you those things. I know I don't need this. No, I just want you to be successful. You don't owe me nothing. None of that. I'm going to show you what it is, though, bruh. But it's up to you to walk that. You feel me? You got to walk your own journey. And so I think that's the biggest thing, man, is the character. People don't realize, like you said, if your character not in the right place and that thing do come, preparation and opportunity. You're not prepared, you're going to fail. It don't matter. Your mic doing something. Yo, your mic, you sound like a bad dream. I don't even know. Let's see. Uh-oh.
Hello? Is that better?
Yeah, oh yeah, you sound majestic now.
Is that better? All right,
yeah,
better. Damn. I forgot what I was going to say. Everybody's not ready to answer the door when opportunity knocks. It's just real. It's just real. That's a real thing. I agree, man. I agree. I agree. All right, brother. So, tell us about any of the upcoming projects that you might have in the works right now, cooking in the oven.
So I'll say this: what I have been doing has birthed a different level of creativity in my mind. Okay. And let's just say I'm getting to the place to where what I'm doing with the Willie Gardens channel is almost like on autopilot. It's becoming easy.
Okay.
And now that I'm getting to that place, I want to challenge myself and I want to take on a different project. So this has really made me want to kind of create movies and not just like short films, but I want to take what I'm doing and really create a movie, like utilizing the tools that's given to me. That's all I'm gonna say. And so
I know you also did just create like Willie Gardens full story, right? As like a 2-hour like movie almost as well, right?
Yeah. And so,
did that kind of help you like get that idea of where you want to go next? Okay.
It definitely did. And then seeing how his brother D'Angelo because D'Angelo's the latest character I introduced. First it was D'Amico, D'Amico Gardens, and then I introduced Willie Gardens, and then now I introduced D'Angelo. Now D'Angelo, his story is beautiful because you get to see the 3 months of progress in his story, because his looks the most polished, but it's because he's the newest one. And so me doing Willie Garden full story, and then me creating now D'Angelo's story, meaning you visually seeing, putting those two things together, I said, oh yeah, bro, I gotta challenge myself. Oh, yo, you okay? I can't hear you, but I saw your face. Yo, bro, you look like that was it.
Oh, I thought it was about to be that shit.
I was gonna call 911 for you, bro.
I was about to tell you to.
I wouldn't have heard you because you muted yourself.
Facts.
But
I'd have been.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, if you'd have did that, I would have got it. I'd have been like, yeah, I'm calling them guys right now. I'm calling them boys. Nah, but yeah, so definitely those two things definitely help encourage what I have coming next. It's probably not going to be on my Willie Gardens channel. That'll probably be something else that I create. I don't know. That I'm still in the workings on that. And then what I'm doing is also with other people as well. So I gotta get with them too, because like when I say I'm trying to get this production on a different level, it's. So yeah, so definitely a couple of things on the way. Along the same vein, no pun intended. Along the same vein of what I'm doing now, but just on a whole different level. And I think people are gonna really appreciate it. And you will not be able to deny when you see the finished product. You can't deny the hard work. You're gonna know when you see it. You're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, this had to take a long time." You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna make people appreciate it. So that's dope. That's all I can say.
That's dope. That's dope. I can see that you definitely are trying to keep it under wraps. You feel me? Not drop too much about it.
No, I don't want to drop too much.
No, that's dope. That's dope though, bro. I feel that. All right, man. Let's jump into chat a little bit before we get into the final thoughts and get up out of here. Shout out to everybody that's been in chat. I'm looking for questions, so if y'all haven't really said any questions, I might not read it. I think a lot of people may be here for you. I'll shout out who it is. Dat Guy. We got YFS Presents Project HRS. We got Too Easy in the chat. Again, he was in the chat earlier. Shout out Too Easy. George.
Hey, that's my guy.
Okay. We had a Sosu Liz.
Hey, that's my little sister right there.
Okay. I. Eli, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's little bro.
Yeah. So shout out to all y'all that's been into the chat so far, man. George said that you be ignoring him during those 18-hour sessions that you be putting in.
I love you, George.
Oh man. Let me see. George said, "Ain't no more gaps to bridge. Y'all motherfuckers got them already."
I love it, bro.
That's a fact.
That is a fact. Huh?
YFS said, "A meaningful super teacher in my pocket, ChatGPT."
Hey, facts. That is a great way to describe ChatGPT.
I agree. That guy says, "Work applied versus immediate success." Yes, facts.
That's dope.
Facts.
That's dope.
IDOT says, "Don't fake it till you make it. Do it till you do it, Dad."
Ooh,
hey, yo, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that, yo.
Hey, shout out to Pops. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to say, shout out to Pops
right
for sure.
That's Pops right there on that one, for real.
YFS says, "Does your reach ever feel too strong or powerful to you? Your results come back abundantly great, and then it startles you."
Yeah. I've always struggled, and this was a part of where I feel like And wow, okay, that's such a great question. That's a beautiful question.
It is.
Because it's something, he just sparked something that I totally forgot because I wanted to mention this earlier. Self-sabotage is a real thing. Self-sabotage is a real thing, and it's a dangerous thing. A lot of times we confuse excitement with anxiety. And so, because they feel very similar.
Yeah.
And so, but what happens is what it also then it produces is a thought process of I'm not worthy or I'm not ready. And so, but what the thing is, when you already are putting in the work and you're getting the results is a result of the results is a result of the work that you put in. The success is a result of that. And so for me, there was a point in my life where I didn't finish things. I would start things would be great, but then I just wouldn't finish. It's because I would get to what he's talking about. Certain areas where it's like, yo, I don't think I could handle this. I don't think I could do this. Like when I first started really making music on my own, because I started off in a group, but when I started doing music on my own, I had messages like, your song saved my life. I had messages like, dude, I want to gatekeep you. Like, I just like, dude, your song made me cry. It made me feel this. It made me da-da-da. And it's a lot of pressure. Like, and you don't realize it until you see what you're doing is actually impacting someone's life. Because a lot of times when you start, even though you might like be like, oh yeah, I could do this and da-da-da-da, there's still that thing inside of where it's like, yeah, I'm doing this, but people ain't gonna really rock with it like that. But then when they do, then that thought changes and it's like, oh man, I don't know if I could handle the pressure of this. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know. And so I think the biggest thing is don't allow when those thoughts do come, because they even come from me now. I never would have thought I would create something and over 2 million people would rock with it. Or even I would reach over 2 million people on this planet. I never would have thought anything that I did would make it to that level. Yeah. But when it did, I still had that thought. I said, God, am I ready for this? Like, do I have the character to sustain this? And there's nothing wrong with asking those questions, but do not allow those questions to turn into self-sabotage. And then all of a sudden something happens in life and you're like, yeah, I think I'm gonna take a break. Yeah, I think I'm gonna slow down. Yeah, I don't think I should do this. And it's like, nah, and it's like, well, just life sometimes. No, what it was is you got scared because when life was happening before and the success wasn't there yet, the drive was there still, right? You were still pushing through those hard times then, right? But then the moment you started asking those questions and success, you could physically see it. It was like, yo, hold on. And so I think the biggest thing is if the gift was given to you and you're putting in the work to utilize it, understand that you also have the character to sustain it. But just like you're putting in the work to make great content, put in the work to be a great person. Yeah. And that right there will make all that crap go away. I even when I would do music and make and do concerts, I never lost the feeling. I done perform songs in front of 7,000 people. Yeah. I never and in the same way I felt in front of 7,000 people, I felt in front of 7. Like it don't never go away. But I understand the moment that beat turn on and the moment it pop off, I gotta rise to the occasion. And so it's just one of those things, man, where my encouragement to you in that is do not allow self-sabotage become a reality in your life, because I promise you, you are equipped with everything you need to be great, bro. Everything you need to be great.
I agree. Yeah. And I'm gonna where you said I feel like you gave the heads response of the quarter, I'm gonna give the tails response of the quarter, which is that's imposter syndrome, baby. And don't let imposter syndrome get you. You feel me? That's imposter syndrome is a villain, bro. Like imposter syndrome is really out to get you, brother, because it makes you think that you aren't basically worth what you're worth. You feel me? That's what imposter syndrome really does to you. So you gotta try to find a way to build some confidence within what you may be doing already, because you need to take some confidence of those other people that believe in you, right? Something that is said in one of my favorite animes ever, Gurren Lagann, you feel me? My guy says, if you don't believe in yourself, believe in the me that believes in you. You feel me? And sometimes that's what you got to do. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's what you got to do if you don't believe in yourself. You got to believe in the people that believe in you. You know what I mean? Because obviously people believe in you, right? So don't take that as, oh shit, man, I'm not even really who this person is. It's like, no. You are that. You know what I mean? You are that. So it's just sometimes it's hard for us to believe in ourselves because we've never done this thing before, right? Whenever you are beginning a new journey, you are embarking on something that has never been done before. Right? Like, while people say, like, don't reinvent the wheel, which is a real thing, right? Also, everything you're doing is the first time you're doing it, my guy. So it's still new, even though it's something that someone else may have done before, right? So don't let that imposter syndrome get to you and be like, oh, bro, you know what? I can't do this. You know what I mean? Like, or you know what I mean? Like, maybe this is too much for me. Like, this is too much. People expect too much of me or something. It's like, bro, really, people really just expect you to be you.
That's good.
And that's what you should expect from yourself too. You know what I mean? Like you really you just go ahead and lock in. Don't be scared to lock in because it's all, that's what it's all about, is finding your lane, staying in your lane, locking in. And then once you're really in your lane and you love it, then you can start taking over the whole freeway. You feel me? Like, because it's like you understand how to rock in your lane already. And understanding your lane is the first piece of every puzzle. So, there is, if you do feel that your reach is too strong, then that means that your message is something that needs to be spread just as strongly. So that's why, like, really, really don't let that shit stop you from greatness. Because what I love to say, something that I've been told, something my mama has told me my whole life, and something that I've always heard is be a lighthouse, not a tugboat. You feel me? Don't try to go out there into the waters and grab those other people. I think you was even talking about that earlier, Willie G, with your peoples that are you was around, right? Like, once you start getting that success, once you start getting in a better headspace and everything, you start wanting everyone around you to be in that better headspace. You're like, bro, come on, come with me. But doing that exerts a shit ton of energy that you could be utilizing to actually bring in the people that want to come in. You feel me? Because being a tugboat means you got to force everybody. You're literally being a tugboat means that person that you bringing in has no other thing. Like, they went out there and they stayed out there when they saw the lighthouse. Because if a lighthouse is on, that usually means you need to get to shore, buddy, because if something's about to go down and you need to get in. So as you are a lighthouse, you are a beacon. You are a beacon of success, of hope, of whatever it may be. And even if your message is just being lighthearted and being funny or whatever the case may be, that is something that still needs to be spread within this world. Like, don't think that your message is ever too small, because no message is too small. Every message matters. No matter what kind of content you want to create, no matter what that is, put forth your best foot and do it with nothing but grace and positivity. And there's no other way. There's no way that bad things can happen after that. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what you in for. Once you understand the game that you playing, you can play it without getting mad about it, without, being frustrated. You know what I mean? Because you know how this game is played.
Yeah. Nah, bro, I ain't, like, real talk. Thank you for saying that, because you just talk to my spirit right now too, bro. Like, on some real things, because I think my whole life I struggle with that, especially with, like, building a village, like, and just, like, coming up with the village with me and my little bros, like, a couple years ago. I think a lot of those years I was a tugboat, and I wasn't focused on being a lighthouse. And so, like, even just you saying that right now, bro, you just blessed my heart right now, my mind, because I see the difference now. Because now I'm being a lighthouse, and I see the results of it being differently. And so it's like, and so, like, nah, bro, like, that was fire what you just said. I need this snippet. I need this snippet, bro. You gotta send this to me, because you don't understand, bro. I was sitting here low key holding back a tear, bro, because I feel you, though. I'm really for my people. Like, I really love my people, and I'm really for my people. And so it's like, and a lot of times I'm looked to as in a sense, a leader. You know what I'm saying? And so, and because I know that, I've always questioned like you were saying, not being worthy, not being good enough, not being certain things, because I'm honest as a man about my own flaws. I'm honest with myself and them on I'm not the best. Like what you see is the glory of God, or what you see is the redemption of God. But if you was to be in my mind for 2 minutes and knew what I had to fight through to be able to be the person I am now, you'd be like, oh, I see what he's saying. But that's the thing. God don't want them to see that. You know what I'm saying? And so, and that's why
not for them, it's for you.
It's for me. But, bro, I'm telling you, bro. And so hey, thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome.
Because you just, I'm finna go on another, even a higher level. Like just off the strength of what you just said right now, bro. So you just lit, like you turned that flame up a little bit higher. That was already there. You just turned that flame up a little bit higher, and now, thank you, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. With that, thank you.
I'm happy I can help you for real, man, because it's real. It's real. And that's when people start getting mad at you because they think you a tugboat and you a lighthouse. So you're like, wow, you let me sink? Like, bro, whoa. No, I didn't let you sink, bro. I didn't let you do anything. That's not I'm not here to let you do anything. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm here to show the way, baby. And you either go that, you either do it or you don't, man. You know? So, yeah, bro. And it sucks. It sucks too because it sucks. But that's how it is, baby. It's just, that's just, it's not even like I'm just going to leave you out there to die type of thing. It's it's come to the shore, bro, so you don't die. You feel me? Because if you don't, then we got to send the tugboat out tomorrow after the storm to go and retrieve you. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because the tugboat can't even go out while the storm is going because that's not their job.
That's not their job. Yeah.
That's what the lighthouse is here for. You feel me? Everything is here for a reason, G. Like everything.
Oh my goodness, it all works together.
Yeah, feel me?
That's fine.
But yeah, man.
Fire, man.
Yeah, bro. This has been a very productive talk, if I do say so myself, my guy.
Definitely, man.
What are some of your final thoughts before we get out of here?
Be the best version of you and understand that no one else can be you besides you. And so the only competition is not with the other people, but it's just with yourself. And so and it's one day at a time. It's one day at a time. It's 1% at a time. There's no time limit to it. There's there's none of that. You know what I'm saying? Don't put an expiration date on the expectation. Ooh.
No, that was heat. Yeah.
don't put an expiration date on the expectation. You know, and so just keep pushing, bro. Day by day. And there may be some days when you don't want to get up. There may be some days when you don't feel your best. But I guarantee you there will be another day when you do. And so take advantage of that day, you know, and so I think the biggest thing is God didn't put eyes in the back of our head. He didn't put them in the side, none of that. He put them in the front so we can look forward, so we can move forward. Okay. Yeah. So stop worrying about what you didn't do, to stop thinking about the opportunity you thought you missed. I said that you thought you missed. Yeah. Stop thinking about that and focus on what's in front of you. Okay. Please, bro. I can't express that enough. Focus on what's ahead. Stop looking behind you and focus on what's in front of you. Utilize the tools that you have. My Bible says, God will make you a ruler over much when you're faithful with the little. So be faithful with the little bit that you have, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know how we treat things when it's something new, like that new car. But then what happens when that new car smell goes away? Do you now begin to not treat it the same as you did before? No, like that's where the faithfulness comes in, to where even though that new feeling is gone, that new, oh my goodness is gone, that new smell is gone, it still was a blessing, right? It still was something that was added to you that you didn't have before, or it's a better version of something that you had that was lesser. So still, that's where the faithfulness comes in. So be faithful with the little and you'll be a ruler over much. You know what I'm saying? And so whatever you have, don't think that it's too small. My brother put this on my spirit, and then I know Sensei and I had a conversation prior to. The world needs you. Like, the world needs you. Understand that. So don't think that what you have to offer is too small. The world needs you. Just like how I understand that the world needs this content that I'm making, it needs the content that Sensei's making, it needs the content that someone that maybe in their mind is thinking that they can't make, but they should be making. The world needs that too. All of it. And it's not even just about the content. It's that person that no matter what they go through, they still got a smile on their face. No matter the pain, no matter what they've lost, no matter what is going on in their life, they still a lighthouse and a beacon for other people that when they need to be lifted up, they're able to lift them up. The world needs that. So the world needs, that's you, the world needs you. And so just understand that the world needs you to be you, not somebody else, but you. And that's what I want to leave y'all with, man. Just be you. You feel me? And be the best version of that, whatever that may be.
Beautiful. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. I don't have nothing else to add on to that. That's beautiful. I agree completely, for sure. And man, like I said, it's been this was a great episode for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely appreciate you, Willie G, for being here with me and talking about all of these amazing things, bro. We definitely covered a lot. Hey, no problem. Anytime.
And shout out to everybody that came through from the Ville, everybody that came through from the Gardens. I love y'all, man. Thank y'all so much for everything that y'all do. Y'all support, y'all effort, everything that y'all do, man. It makes it easier for me to keep going and doing what I'm doing so I can be that lighthouse. So I love y'all and I appreciate y'all for real. Thank you.
W's in the chat.
ROI.
Facts. Big W's in the shot. So, but yeah, with all that being said, man, I definitely appreciate everybody that has tuned in with us on episode 2 of VaiNTalk. Make sure you guys tune in again. It's been amazing. As I said, you guys can follow Willie G on all of his social media platforms, on everything. You will find links in the bio, in the description of this. Follow him on all the social medias. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Show him some love, and make sure you turn on that notification bell so you can be, you can get ready for all that new content that he has coming out. And of course, we have more content coming out here on this channel as well. So make sure you're subbed up over here too.
Yep.
All that being said, man, I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of their day, bro, because it's definitely been a W episode indeed, brother. It's been a W episode indeed. And again, thank you for being here with us today, Willie G.
Nah, much love, bro. Appreciate you.
And we will see you guys on the next one. V's up and out.
Sir.
Whatever you do, you don't freeze. You might end up on a clip in that feed. We up like these V's. Whatever you do, you don't freeze. You might end up on a clip in that feed. What you gonna do against me and my team? Let's hope I don't squeeze. Whatever you do, you don't freeze. You might end up on a clip in that feed. We up like these V's. We up like these V's. You might end up on a clip in that feed. We up like these V's. Let's hope I don't squeeze. We up like these V's. R301 bring them straight to their knees. And I'm coming for the crown win. Box fights, king of the hill. Now they bound when I'm on sight. About to fuck a bomb on A. Phasing in and out dimensions like a main wraith. Moving with high octane, jet main, Nista locking, sliding like I'm Sojourn, Overwatch, Mercy Pocket. Send him back to the lobby just to do it all again. Can't go out like that, we gotta get a win. Ready up, Vam, cause we going back in. Health getting low, hold up, let me get a stem. Hold up, I cracked him. Watch for the third party, know it's gon' happen. Here on my ping if you ready for that action. Reload, shield up, let's get it brackin'. We up like these V's. Whatever you do, you don't freeze. You might end up on a clip in that feed. What you gon' do against me and my team? Let's hope I don't squeeze. Whatever you do, you don't freeze. You might end up on a clip in that feed. We up like these V's. You might end up on a clip in that feed. We up like these V's. Let's hope I don't squeeze. We up like these V's. You might end up on a clip in that feed. We up like these V's. Let's hope I don't squeeze. We up like these V's. We up like these V's. We up like these V's. Whatever you do, you don't freeze. You might end up on a clip in that feed. What you gon' do against me and my team? Let's hope I don't squeeze. Whatever you do, you don't freeze. You might end up on a clip in that feed. We up like these V's. You might end up on a clip in that feed. We up like these V's. Best hope I don't squeeze.